Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Vintage Story. So, since last episode, I have done just a lot of miscellaneous things. I've done a little bit of farming, I've done a bit of mining. Funny story, I got another temporal gear, so we are up to 5 extras of those at the moment. We're also really stocking up on a lot of stuff, like, I've got a bunch of leather built up. I don't really have any use for it at the moment, but we do have an absolute ton of stuff building up that we're kind of stocking up on. So the farm has been going good. It's actually pretty close to finishing its second rotation. The crops are pretty close to coming in. Whenever I looked last, they were about 8 out of 9 on a lot of them. Of course, turnips would probably already be done. There might be some that have a little bit of growth time. Yeah, see, rice. I did plant that down. So we do have our very first rice crop. But yeah, see, turnips are done at the moment. And carrots are done. So, anyways, I'm just kind of letting that, I'm going to let all those crops come in and then I'll harvest them later. So today we're going to start moving into alloys. Basically, bronze. Okay. Now there's 3 different types of bronze that you can craft. Now initially, it's really just going to be like 2 types because you can't really mine the stuff required for the 3rd type. Your options are you have tin bronze, which is kind of like I think the bottom tier. Tin and bismuth are both kind of, they have their strengths and weaknesses. Tin bronze is a combination of copper and tin. Then you have bismuth bronze, which is a combination of bismuth, copper, and zinc. And compared to tin bronze, it has higher durability, but it's weaker as far as damage or mining speed. Personally, I'd rather have durability at this point, I think, over mining speed or damage. That's just me. But we are going to start with the tin bronze. Now, the 3rd type of bronze that we can make is black bronze. It's copper, gold, and silver. But you know what? We found silver before. We can't mine it at the moment. Because, if you recall, it does require that we have a tier 3 tool, which will be our bronze tools. So we're going to start out with some tin bronze. And we've found everything required for this. There's also 2 other alloys that you can make. That is brass and moly Chalcos. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Those are used for lanterns and torch holders. We're not going to be messing with those right this second. Because, of course, I can't even make lanterns yet because I do not have bees. But I have been mining and stocking up on copper. You can see I've almost got 5 stacks of copper. We're very good on copper. Fire clay we are very good on as well. Like, this is filling up in here. Very, very quickly. So anyways, whenever you're making alloys, this is very similar to Terra Firma Craft in that you have, it's not an exact amount, it's percentages that you're going to have to mess with. And if you look on the wiki under metals, you can see all the percentages. I'm going to be covering tin bronze right now. I'm sure we'll cover the others later on. But tin bronze, you need to use between 88% to 92% copper, 8% to 12% tin. Okay, I'm just going to be doing this very, very simply, and that is I'm going to make quite a bit of this, like in bulk. We are going to use 90 copper. We're going to use 10 tin. And that'll give us the percentages that we need, right? So that's what we're going to go with. I like making stuff in bulk, and it actually makes the calculations very, very easy. And let's go ahead and grab ourselves a bit of charcoal. You can see I have been cooking away at some charcoal. I've been stocking up on that because you can never, that's one of those things you can never really have too much of, I think. Charcoal is nice. It's just all around nice. Okay, so what we're going to do, and actually I tell you what, I've got, in here, we've got that brown coal. We got a bit of that, right? Brown coal chunks that have a 77-second duration. And these are 40 seconds. But you can see, I'm not going to get as hot of a temperature with brown coal as with the black coal. I wish there was a way you could pile this stuff up like the ingots and like the peat bricks. That you'll be able to pile those up. I haven't seen anything about being able to pile up charcoal like in the future and coal, but that would be kind of nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our crucible, we're going to throw it into there, and we're going to place our copper in there. It says it will create 2,250 units of copper. Oh, you know what though? I just realized. Whoops. We have to do this a little bit different. Because not all the values on these are the same. I almost forgot about that. If you look here, a native copper chunk is 25 units of copper. A tin ore chunk is 12.5 units of tin. It's half of the copper. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get, in fact, 20 pieces of tin and not 10 pieces of tin. Because that's based on not a numerical count, but it is your units that you're going to be using. So there we go. So 90 pieces of copper, 20 pieces of tin, and that's going to make us a bunch of alloy. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's go ahead and add this stuff to the crucible. So we've got 2,250 units of copper ingot. We have, if we add the tin in there, we'll create 2,500 units of tin bronze ingot. That's what we want. It's going to tell you if you have a valid amount. Oh, oops. Like, for example, if I was to pull out the tin, you can see nothing shows up in there. So 25, I mean, that's going to be 25 ingots, but I've got enough to make 10 ingots over here. And then I would have 15 ingots left over, and we're talking, I would probably make 3 swords, 3 picks, 3 shovels, 3 axes. Actually, yeah, that would be perfect. I could use all 25 of those ingots. I could make 10 ingots, and then I could make one of all of these things. Do we really need like a tin hammer and stuff? No, no. Well, actually, you know what? I have to make an anvil though, because once we get to iron, I almost forgot about that too. Whenever we get to iron, we have to at least have a bronze anvil to work iron. We cannot work that on a copper anvil. So we are going to need to make an anvil. So I mean, that's what, like 6 ingots worth right there. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and make 2,500 units of tin bronze. So let's go ahead and toss in our brown coal. We'll get this going. We'll get this starting to heat up. I'm going to go ahead and toss in like a couple more pieces. Honestly, I may not even... smelting temperature. Yeah, I could actually smelt this copper with brown coal. So I'm going to do that. Brown coal, I have come across that a lot in the world. And then I can hold on to my charcoal. Charcoal is a little bit more effort to craft, but it is a hotter... It does get to a hotter total temperature. So I think that would be for the best. And, you know, I've got this meat up here. I'm going to wait on the meat. Do I want to wait on the meat or do I just want to go ahead? I'm going to go ahead and cook a stack of it. Because I'm going to be down here with the furnaces for a minute, and I might as well go ahead and cook up a bit of that, I think. Okay, this stuff is starting to heat up. You can see, I mean, tin, the smelting temperature for that's only 232 degrees Celsius. But your copper is 1,084 degrees Celsius. And so that's basically what we're waiting on at the moment. Now, one thing to note, you can do this as well with ingots. You know, if you want to turn your metals into ingots, there are tin ingots. There are lead ingots, gold ingots, silver ingots. I mean, there's ingots for all of that stuff. Bismuth. You can turn that stuff into ingots and then use your ingots to make the alloys. But, I mean, I've got chunks here, so I might as well just use chunks. That'll be fine. And I think we've probably got enough brown coal in there. I'm going to add another one. Just to be on the safe side. But I do like this stuff because it does burn a little bit longer. And it's plenty hot for my needs. Okay, so we're up to 1,100 degrees Celsius. This might actually take a while for this progress bar to fill up because there is a ton of metal in there. More metal than I have ever cooked at once. Maybe if I used charcoal right now and got it just a little bit hotter, it might be faster, but there we go. We have a little bit of a green progress bar going. A little bit of one. And I have not updated yet, just a heads up, because the stable version hasn't come out yet, so I'd rather play it safe. I mean, I would make a backup of the world, but I don't want to, like, do a few episodes and then realize that, oh, well, there's a problem, you know. Because I don't think I could revert versions like that. Yes, this is going to take a little while, it would appear, for that much metal to cook down. I wonder if I should add some charcoal, just because it would get a little bit hotter, so it should process that stuff down a little bit. So yeah, we'll add a little bit of charcoal in there, and we'll see the difference on speed once it heats up to 1,300 degrees, as opposed to 1,100 degrees. because that's just barely over what it takes to melt copper. I love the sound these things make whenever stuff's cooking in here. It's still really slow. I mean, it's approaching 1300 degrees Celsius. It's still extremely slow. I think due to the fact that there's just a ton of metal in there. So I'm going to cut for a little bit. I'm going to let this stuff smelt. And I'll bring you guys back whenever this is done. Okay, that appointed moment when this is finally going to be done is almost here. It's been a while. I mean, it hasn't been terrible. I went over there and checked the crops. They still have a little bit left. A lot of them are done. I like waiting until they're all done, you know. But I did go and check those. I mean, it's been like the better part of a day, pretty much. I actually might possibly be able to pull this charcoal out. I'm going to go ahead and pull a piece out. That'll be fine. Okay, that's finishing up that stack of meat as well. It takes a little while to cook through all this stuff. But we should be... Okay, here we go. Here we go. Do it. Do it. You're done. Get finished. It's almost there. Both of them are like almost there. Honestly, I may go ahead and just pull this brown coal out. Just let it finish smelting whatever out of that meat that it can. And then be done with it. Okay, so here we go. We have a crucible with 25, basically 25 ingots, or 2,500 units of tin bronze. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and just pour the anvil. Let's get this out of the way. And, yeah, it's 9 ingots worth that has to go into the anvil mold. So, that'll be good. That's going to be a big chunk out of what we just made, but at least we'll have this ready to go for when we get into iron. Okay, and I've still got 16 ingots worth. I'm going to go ahead and do 10 of them right here. Because I'd rather get started on making the ingots, because I like having them for decor around the base. Realistically, I'm probably going to make more tin bronze between episodes. Probably another 25 ingots worth. And make a bunch of, like, all the tools. I mean, honestly, as far as tools go, we're really at the point where we really don't need to make any more copper tools. Unless we're just putting up copper tools for decor. That would be about the only reason, I think, to make copper at this point. Because we've got plenty of tin. We've got plenty of copper. And it's kind of wasteful, I think, to even bother making copper tools anymore. And what's in the blacksmith, I'm probably just going to run through, and then we're going to stock the blacksmith with tin bronze. Okay, I've got 4 ingots worth. I don't really need a prospecting pick, a hoe, or a hammer right this second. 4 units. I'm going to make a sword. I'm going to make a shovel. And I'm going to make an axe. And, oh, I got one more. I want another shovel. I like shovels. Okay, so there we go. That is done. And I'm going to set that crucible over there. And I'm not 100% sure what the cooling temperature is, like when I can pull these out. I mean, right now it's at about 600 degrees Celsius. This is at 530. I mean, you can see it's kind of changing colors and becoming like that tin bronze shade. I really love watching this stuff cool because like the slow, just really slow, gradual. You know, it's not like it changes every few seconds to another shade. Like it's just a constant, slow, gradual change. They did such a good job on this cooling process. Like, it's neat. Okay, there we go. Solidified tin bronze. It did finally solidify. Okay, let's pull this up. Let's drop that down. And this copper anvil, we really don't need this anymore, so I'm going to put it in the blacksmith. It's just like another piece of decor. I'm going to have it setting like right there, maybe. Or maybe right there. I think that'll be good. Okay, so now we have stage 3. Stage 3 stuff. Let me go ahead and pull these up. We're going to go ahead and drop down, like right here, I'm going to make a pile of tin bronze. These don't stack when they're cooling, so you actually have to, I probably should have just waited till they were like completely cooled off. That might have been a grand idea, but that's okay. Okay, so there we go. We got kind of like a little pile of tin bronze started. And then eventually I would like this blacksmith. I have to find places to put them. But I would like to have like all the different ingots. And then eventually, once those piles are filled, maybe start putting ingots in here as well. I kind of want... I don't know. I'm going to give it some thought because I would kind of like little spaces where they actually have like a designated spot. I'll give it some thought. Maybe the warehouse will have designated spots. And the blacksmith will just kind of have like loose piles of ingots. I think that would be good. Okay, and let's go ahead and grab our sword mold, our pickaxe, shovel, and axe. Okay. Let's go make ourselves a tool. Let's see. See, the durability on a copper pickaxe is 300 for copper tools. And then the axe is only 250. And the hoe is 200. Okay. But let's take a look and see what it's going to be with our new tools. The shovels are 450 as opposed to 300. That's a decent little jump right there. The axe is 400 as opposed to 250. And the pickaxes are 450 on those. And then the sword is 500 durability on the sword. And if you notice, let's say attack power is minus 2.5 HP. On the 10 bronze, minus 3.5 HP. So it's a whole HP difference, which is actually quite a bit in this game, as you know. That means lurkers are probably going to be, instead of like a 5 hit to kill, they're probably going to be, I don't know, a sizable amount lower, I think. Maybe like a 3. 3 or 4. Maybe 3. I'm thinking, I'm going to bet 3 is where I'm going to put my money. Oh, perfect time to try this out, actually. Let's try out our new 10 bronze sword. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's fine. It's still better than 5. It's still a little bit better than 5. And bear in mind that the once we get up to the black bronze, it'll be even better. But we have to get silver and gold to do that. And technically right now we could mine iron if we found some. Which actually I don't think would be too bad if we got into the prospecting pick. We will be doing that soon because I would like to get iron tools before too long. Okay, so now that we've got our new tools, I'm going to put this away for just a minute. I'm going to put that up there. Let's go ahead and grab the pickaxe. I'm going to put the hoe downstairs. And we are going to, like technically right now, we can mine quartz. We can mine silver, both of which we have found. Quite a bit of, actually. I've got to remember where we found the silver, though. That's the only problem. And I want to say it's off in this direction, this mine over here, because I know it wasn't, we didn't find it in the last exploration video. It was actually the first exploration video that we found silver. So I'm pretty sure it's over in maybe this mine. There's quartz right there. A surface sample for quartz, but luckily quartz will no longer be so much of an issue now. Was it this mine? No, you know what? I know where it's at. It was the one under the blacksmith is where we found it. I do believe. Because I seem to remember that we climbed down ladders to get to it. Like, it's great because I have enough tin that I could make a lot of 10 bronze. Like a whole lot of 10 bronze right now. Which I will be making periodically more and more 10 bronze and just kind of stocking up on tools. There's some quartz. Oh, hey there. Do we want to mine up some quartz? Why not? Let's do it. Let's just mine a couple pieces. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time mining quartz right this second because I don't actually need it right this second. But look at that. We can mine it. And look at that. 3 clear quartz already. Awesome. And oh, there's silver here. Haha. And there's more silver down below us too. So there we go. There's silver. And you'll also notice that I mine a little bit faster with the bronze tools than with the you know, the copper tools that we were using before. So That is, of course, very good. Yeah, and there's more silver down below. I'm pretty sure this was the mine that had the 2 deposits of silver. So there's 21 silver ore chunks. It looks like 4 pieces make an ingot. This is 25 units per chunk. So do we want to find gold? Do we not even want to worry about getting more silver? I mean, to make black bronze, it's 68 to 84% copper, 8% to 16% gold, 8% to 16% silver. So I'm thinking that, let's see, the maximum amount of copper is 84%. You know, that's like the 10. Technically, I could do like 92 pieces of copper, 16 pieces of tin, and get basically cut down on my tin usage. So I may need to start doing that. So I'm thinking that if we got, silver is 25 units, so it's the same as copper. So if we were to use, let's see, for the black bronze, we can go 8% on the gold and silver. So if we just did like 8 pieces of silver, 8 pieces of gold, and then 84 pieces of copper, we could make ourselves some black bronze. So do we want to try for that? Do we want to try for that this episode? Because I could bust out the prospecting pick, and it really wouldn't be that bad. You know, I've done a tutorial on it. It's not super, super difficult to use it. And we've got prospecting picks made. Durability is 150 on these. Let's do that. What if we went ahead and went on for the black bronze? I think that would be good. Because they're better with durability and like damage and speed and everything over over the tin bronze and the bismuth bronze. So we're going to come out here and let's go ahead and just dig up some of the sand here. And let's go down. Okay, there's a piece of andesite rock. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our prospecting pick and we're going to break this piece of andesite rock. And you can see over there on the left it says, okay, need 3 more good samples. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come up 1, 2, 3, count out 3 spaces. Right in here is the next one that we need to take, the next sample. So we'll go ahead. Let me actually get down there. I want that stuff. We'll go ahead and take the prospecting pick and we'll break this one off. And okay, need 2 more good samples. So then we'll come out 1, 2, 3. And right here, we'll go ahead and break this one off. Just at least 3 horizontal distance. Okay, need 1 more good sample. And I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. I have done a tutorial video on it. It's a little bit more in depth. And then we're going to break off this piece right here. And let's see. Okay, found 4 traces of ore. We've got lignite, poor density. Silver is a very poor density, cassiterite, and limonite. Okay, it's all very poor and poor density. So, okay, we don't really want this place. Let's go out. Let's see. Let's go over here in a little bit more like green place. It really does. I don't think it really matters at all on the biome that you choose, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and break this off. Need 3 more good samples. We'll count out over to here. Please have gold. From what I understand, gold's pretty rare. So, you know, this might actually take a little while. I'm probably going to cut as I'm looking for this. But this will actually probably take a little bit. Unless I get lucky. So, okay, we've got bituminous coal, bismuthite, and sulfur. There is sulfur down there. Okay, well, I'm going to continue looking for some gold. I'm going to continue prospecting. Like I said, this may take a little while because I've heard gold is decently rare. I mean, this might take a little while. It might take a little while to get this. Let's see what this sample readout is. Okay, we've got bituminous coal, bismuthite, and sulfur again. High density sulfur. At this spot. Okay, let me head out. I keep finding bismuth. I mean, we could make bismuth bronze. But that's not really what I'm after right now. I'm after gold, specifically, because we could go ahead and make black bronze. You know, all I need is the gold, but how common is it? That's the question. It's not terribly common, I don't think. So give me just a bit. I'm going to do a bit of prospecting. This may take a while, we'll see. And then I'll be back here in a bit. Okay, this spot right here actually has diamond, silver and diamond. Very poor density, but there is diamond here. Okay, I'm still prospecting. I found diamond actually in quite a few places. If we, let's see, right here, if you look, I'm actually finding like deep copper, sphalerite, of course lignite coal. There's one here that's 6 traces: bituminous coal, silver, deep copper, sphalerite, bismuthnite, and galena are all that cave that I dug through the mountain. It's right in there. But I wanted to take a second, because this is actually one of the first times that we've really been in the ice place. And I know Ashantin is actually collecting all the different blocks. And fun fact, this glacier ice, you can actually pick this stuff up and get the blocks and you slide on it. Like, if I'm going to sprint and I'm going to take my hands off the keyboard and look at that. Like, you kind of slide on it, so it's really pretty too. And there's also lake ice. And you can collect this stuff too, and you slide on it as well. And listen to the sound. Kind of sounds like ice cracking. And this you could actually use as like a clear window, right? Like, I think it would make pretty good window. I mean, kind of clear. It'd be kind of gray, but it's a thought. So, anyways, I'm back to prospecting. Okay, I just found claystone. This is one of the, like, another rock type that we hadn't yet found. So there is claystone out here. I still haven't found the shale, which is what I'm really after. But I'm kind of just running through right now. I'm looking for... I did look on the wiki, and gold and silver both only spawn like within quartz. I am going to gather up... See, these are right here. These are horsetails. And also these are horsetails. And I want to gather up some of these because as soon as the 1.7 update hits, we're going to be needing those to make medicine. So it's important that that we gather up some of these, I think. I do believe. I'm hoping that there's going to be a way... I haven't looked, but I'm hoping that there's going to be some kind of a way that we can like actually grow this. Like after you find some, but... regardless, I mean, I just need to stock up on it. Okay, I finally found some shale rock. That's what it looks like. And you can see I just found, right by this, I found a sample that had lignite, bituminous coal, silver, sphalerite, cassiterite, bismuthnite, diamond, and emerald. But I've been just kind of running around, but I did finally find some shale, which is awesome. And... I've been killing a bunch of wolves. There's a lot of wolves in this area. So I've been getting my fair share of wolf killing in. And I've been collecting seeds. Also, I've been finding a lot of blueberries and cranberries in this area, which is perfect. That's perfect because I'm looking for those as well. Okay, I finally found gold. You can see right there, it's only a poor density, a 0.5. There's also silver, cassiterite. Diamond is a decent density here. But it's the first time that I've seen gold. And if we can find it, right here was the original sample. I don't have a whole lot of inventory space, but I would like to dig down and see if we could find, maybe find this, oh gosh. I do want to get a little bit of this claystone. But I do know where claystone and shale are. And it's actually not too difficult. I went pretty far from home, about 1,000 blocks out. But it's pretty much like just straight south. I was actually headed up north to go back home, is where I was headed. And then I just happened to check this little spot. And sure enough, we found gold. So give me just a bit. I'm going to dig down. Now, if we do happen to come across some quartz, we're going to know that could be gold. Because it does spawn, it and silver both spawn within quartz areas. So that's what we're looking for at the moment, is a little bit of quartz. Okay, I was digging down, and I ran into a cave. And I went just a few feet into this cave, and look, I see something over there. Like, basically, right there is where I dug into. And so we're going to check this out. Even though I don't have very much inventory space. Oh, it's one of the big ones. See, this is what I'm talking about. One of the big, it's got the granite stone bricks. And these you can't craft, at least at the moment. I know whenever the traders are implemented, they're supposed to make it so that you can get these from traders. But for now, these are actually kind of rare and hard to get. So I am going to want those. There's also oak slabs. And see, look at all the loot vessels. There's forage ones. I think these are probably all foraging. Yeah, they're all foraging. And then over here there's a chest with a copper arrow, a scroll, a bronze bracelet, a squire hood, 10 bronze arrowheads. Oh, man. And I don't have, like, any inventory space. Like, at all. Over here we've got a rawhide mantle and a peasant shirt and a torch. Let's see. Let's actually open up our character screen. That's shoulder. That's upper body. That's upper body. That's upper body over. I believe that's like the cape. So we could equip that, see? And I'm going to leave the rest of this stuff here. I'm going to come back with empty inventory and we'll open up the... I'll do it on camera. Oh. There be locusts up above us here. We'll come back with an empty inventory and gather up all the loot that's here. Not to mention, I do want, like, there's aged planks. Oh, that's blue wallpaper on aged planks. Is there anything underneath this by chance? Doesn't look like it. No. But see, that's a wallpaper block. And those are kind of hard, kind of semi-rare-ish, I guess. And this right here. Let's see. Arm slot is here. Yeah, and see, it actually equips the bracelet. And then we have a headpiece. The squire hood there. And, oh man. Oh man. So much cool stuff. That is an awesome find though. And we are going to come back and we're going to loot those foraging jars. Because it's actually, basically if I come out of my my little cave that goes through the mountain. If I come out of there and I just head over to the snow and just head a little bit to the south, it's like right in there. So it's not too difficult to find this again. But at this point, I've got to mine around and see if I can find the quartz. Okay, I did end up finding the quartz, and I dug a few lines down through here. You can see, like, basically I just dug through this and just followed the quartz through, and I did a few branch mines like that. Not a whole lot. I'm on my other pick, my second pick. My other one broke. So I don't think I'm going to worry about it too much right this second. We can come back. But you can see I've actually got, there's 2 stacks and 44 quartz chunks. I've got 35 clear quartz. I did end up getting some cranberries and blueberry bushes on this trip. 29 cranberries, 27 blueberries. Not to mention I've got over a stack of silver on me from digging through this. I have not yet found gold though. I haven't found it. It seems like it's pretty rare, to say the least. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come back to the spot. I mean, we got to come back for the, the forage jars. Anyways. And it would be nice to actually have the inventory space to get, like, granite. Stock up on granite and stock up on quartz. Even though it seems like quartz is going to be something that we're probably going to have more than enough of, like always. Unless we're just building, like, massive castles out of, like, glass. I think we're going to have plenty of quartz. Because, I mean, it doesn't take very long. And those quartz veins are huge. I mean, if you put forth any effort really to mine for like silver and gold, I think you're going to have a lot of it. I do believe. So, I think we'll be okay on that stuff. But we will come back to here before too long because I want to find that gold. But I was thinking with how rare gold is, I mean, silver seems pretty common, at least to me. I think it is more rare than other things, but I've found a lot, like a whole lot of silver. Hey, there's a ruin here. But I'm not going to worry too much about the ruin right now because I've got to get home. I have to get home. Because I just don't have any space left. So, I mean, it's, I guess, a little bit of a jaunt over here. But it's really not that bad. Just sprinting through here. Yeah, see, there's the snow biome. So, it's actually the second snow. I was running around in the dark. So, I wasn't 100% sure. I think I've got turnip seeds on me. Make sure there's nothing following me here. Because there's actually quite a few wolves on these, like, tundra plains, I've noticed. I think I've got turnip seeds on me. So, I'm going to harvest these up. I actually quite like turnips. I do. It's like my health food. They're quickly becoming like my staple health food because I've actually got more turnip seeds, I think, than like anything. That and flax are the two things I have the most of. And turnips are just a good food, I feel like. So, but yeah, this is the snow biome that leads into the glacier biome. And our mountains will be right up here. Was actually a little bit further than I remembered. But like I said, I mean, I was running through the dark for a lot of it. And I was prospecting and just kind of going. But, there's another wolf right over there. There's wolves all over here. I've killed quite a few wolves on this trip. To say the least, I think... Yeah, I think over this hill... I remember there's like a cave. You can do waypoints. I've not been doing waypoints. I'm kind of thinking I want to avoid using waypoints. I like actually kind of having to use my sense of direction to get back. Though I do think I have a fairly decent sense of direction usually. I think it's on this side. Hey, cranberry bushes. Which I don't have any space. I'm not picking up the berries, but I don't really mind. I'm just collecting cranberries. I've noticed that cranberries seem to spawn around in these places. Like these little flatlands and a little bit more of like lush environments as well. I've noticed a lot of cranberries. Blueberries tend to, I noticed them a lot in cold areas. Like around that snow area, I was finding so many blueberries. I wasn't picking up black, red, and white currants. I did come across a lot of them, but I didn't pick them up because I don't really have the space for it. And I don't need them right this second, but I do need blueberries and cranberries to really expand on those fields. So, didn't find gold, but the trip was far from a failure. Yeah, see, that's where I took the prospecting samples. Right there, but... I'm going to go ahead and actually toss that prospecting pick down because I don't even think it has enough durability to do another prospecting sample. So there's not a whole lot of need for it, I don't think. And home again. See, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. And I think finding that place won't be too bad because I kind of know where it's at. Like, we hit the snow biome, we go through a little bit of like a flatlands, and then back into another snow biome, and it's just... Basically, it's got a little hill around it on all sides, and it's like nestled there in the middle of it. But I am going to have to make some more of the tin bronze. And I was actually doing some thinking, and I think with how rare gold and silver are, I'm not going to use the black bronze for making just like all-purpose tools like shovels and picks and things like that, because it's not a higher tier than iron is. Oh, look, all of our blueberries are in. But it's not a higher tier or anything. It's not going to allow me to mine anything else. And with how rare it is, I think it would be best if we just use that for... of course, I want gold and silver for decoration. Plus, we can use them to make better lanterns. And then on top of that, the black bronze, the gold ingots, the silver, I would like to decorate with. You know, like piles of the ingots. Plus, I'm hoping that like maybe down the road, silver and gold candlesticks and stuff like that are added. For like the wealthy elite, they would have like, they would have like gold and silver candlesticks. But I mean, it's a rare material. It really is. But I'm thinking that as far as tools go, black bronze, I would probably use for weapons. I'm thinking like spears and swords would be good to use black bronze for because they are higher damage. But I don't think, as far as a pick goes, I don't think I'd waste the black bronze on making picks and shovels. Just because it is a chore to find that stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment is, I mean, that's what we'll do with it. I do have some black currant bushes. I also collected some mushrooms. I've got fly agaric, field mushrooms, and boletes. Because we are going to need those, and that's actually, I think, the first time I've seen one of these. I think field mushroom or maybe bolete, I don't remember. But one of those I hadn't never seen before. So... But yeah, we will go back out there before too long. Possibly in the next couple episodes, we'll go back out there. We'll check out that dungeon. Probably not next episode, because I want to do a bit of building next episode, of course. Yeah, and see, actually my farmland has like pretty much replenished itself. Like right now it has end crops on it, but the other ones have replenished. Of course, it replenishes on its own whenever I go out exploring or doing something. And it's not growing anything. Because that's one thing that's neat about this game is you don't really need like chunk loaders. Like, everything just does its own stuff. Oh. Okay, so there's parsnips. Parsnips, 100 saturation, 3 HP. So, compared to turnips, it's same as turnips. Okay. I've actually got some in here, too, I think. Yeah. I've been just kind of stockpiling everything into here. I'm going to put these seeds in here for just a second. And, you know, I actually found some onions while I was out, but they weren't fully grown yet, so we'll have to go back. You know, a bit later and gather those up, but I did come across some onions in the world. Basically just running through, but they do in fact exist. We just hadn't found any yet. Okay, so there we go. Oh, and then I gotta plant the parsnips. I'm hoping that I find some more parsnip seeds one day. But yeah, see, I'm starting to build up on crops decently building up, and then of course I got turnips on me, like on my person, but the farm is steadily growing. So, and then look at all the blueberries and cranberries. These are going to be great once these fields are all built out. I think it's going to be nice, but yeah, so probably, let's see, next episode we're going to be building, and I think what we're going to build, I've been debating, I think we are going to set up a meal. Maybe. We might start work on a meal. Maybe. Maybe. I've got to look and see what all materials I want to use for that, because I want to do like a big windmill. And a place that we can actually make bread at, you know. So we might work on that. We also might start working on the block storage buildings, like the miner's hut, the carpenters, the mason, you know, those buildings, and the plant nursery. So we might start work on those, or we might work on our windmill, or we might work on a warehouse. I'm still kind of up in the air about what I want to work on. But the following episode, when we come back, we are going to go back to that gold mine. We're going to try to find that gold. Now, when I was out taking samples, I did come across some limonite samples, which is iron. And I remember where they're at. So, I mean, I could get back to them pretty easily. But I did come across quite a few limonite samples, so technically we could mine down and get iron. And if we got iron and we set up a bloomery, bloomeries are basically for smelting iron and quartz. We could move into iron tools, which is actually the tier 4 tools, which I believe at the moment is the highest. So I know there's some ingots that are listed on the wiki, but apparently they only come from the ruins. I don't know if they have any real use at the moment. But iron tools would be our best ones, so we might go ahead and make the push to iron. Iron is actually going to be better damage and stuff than black bronze, and then we could use all of our silver and gold, turn them into ingots, and not even bother a whole lot with black bronze. I mean, I'll probably still make some black bronze and pile up the ingots just for, you know, to have them like in the warehouse and then around the blacksmith area. I don't know. But I do know that most of our silver and gold will probably go into making lanterns, because I think using silver and gold actually makes your lanterns brighter. Like the light that they emit is based on the materials used for them. So, but before we can get into lanterns, we have to get into bees, and so we're going to need to go out and look for bees. We actually have some ideal biomes nearby, I think, for finding bees. We just have to actually go out and make the effort to look for them, because I have not done that yet. But the biome, I think, is right over in there. off in that direction. There's certain plants you look for when you're looking for bees, because they only spawn in certain biomes. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Look at that. My new clothes. I've got new clothes now, which I do quite like. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. If you guys have any preference on what we build next time, let me know down in the comments. I mean, I'm not really taking like a vote, but give me your input, and it'll help me to figure out exactly what we're going to do next episode. Because literally have, of course, I have this like little journal here that I basically write notes in, like a note journal, for different projects on different series that I'm working on and stuff. And I actually have this massive list of buildings to work on, right? Just this mass. I mean, I know I actually went over some of the buildings that we're going to work on an episode or two ago. I've got a ton of different buildings that I want to work on. It's just finding the time and the materials to work on them. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.